Welcome, my dear students. This is Dr. Osama Kashwah, and now today we will talk about Excel. I will give an example today how to use the spreadsheets in calculating the net profits or net losses, and how we will do this. So let's go first. Let me share the screen first. Then after that, we will go to the Excel. From here, as example, you will go and check out for the program, the Excel program. We found it here, the spreadsheets. So we'll press on it. And now we have, like you see here as example, like I said yesterday, A, B, C, D, each cell will be decided by the column and the row. If you move to any cell here, as example, this cell, then here it will be highlighted, the B and 5 are highlighted, like what you see in front of you here. Here as example, E is highlighted with 7. So it's E and 7. Here as example, D and 1. So the location of every cell will be decided by two places, vertically, which is alphabetical from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and going on, and with numerically, with numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and going on. So as example again, here I and 9, and you will find that it's highlighted. Like the I is highlighted and 9 is highlighted with different, like a like an orange color like. The main up here, we call it tabs. Why do we call it tabs? Because each one of them, when you press it, you will have a menu, a down menu. So this we call it tab. As here, page layout, how it will looks like, how you will need the page to looks like when you. Here are the formulas, and this is very important for us, the formulas, because we will work on these formulas, the FX and the summation. Here is the data, and you will find, so we call it tabs because it's including suborders down here. On this column, there are suborders. Review here as example, we have also suborders, and view, we have also suborders. For that reason, we call this upper line tab. Here is the name of what you are working. If I give it a name, when I save it at the end, as example, I said save it as Osama. Then it will be written here, Osama. Also, what I want you to do to know is that we have sheets here. So we have sheet 1, we have sheet 2, we have sheet 3. You can move into between the sheets with, put the click left with your mouse on the sheet. So it, as example, sheet 1 will be for the revenues, sheet 2 will be for the trial balance, sheet 3 will be for the balance sheet. So based on what you want to do or what you design for your program. Let's go now and start and say, as example, I will do an example about the costs and revenues. So here I will say revenues and cost. Let me make a large the cell A first. I will large the cell A. So as example, I want cell A to be large like this. So here I will say revenues and costs and costs per month, like as example, January, February, whatever. Here I will say the revenues and here I will say costs, COSTS, and here is the net profits. And I know always that the net profits will equal the revenues minus the costs will give me the net profits. So here, like I will say now, this is for January. Here we go. You can move into like this with the tab. You have the tab. It's like crossed arrows, two parallel arrows, but each arrow direction in the opposite of the other tab. You can move in, or you can move with you have the direction arrows. If you are using the laptop, it's always on the bottom right of the laptop. So this is February, This is March. This is April. This is May, and so on. Whatever it is, if you want to complete, you can complete, no problem. So, and I will say here, this is the total. This is an exemplifying, so I don't need it to make it large more than this. It's okay if you want to make it, but for the time, that's more than enough just for 5 months: January, February, March, April, May. And here I will say the revenues 100, then here 200, then here 500, then here 400, then here 600. Okay. And for expenses, I will say here 20, here 30, here 45, here 50, here 70. Okay. So this will be the total. And I need the net profit. Of course, I know that the net profit, this one, will be the revenues minus the costs. Uh, Also, I need to make a column that I will call it the average. The average. Average is the total divided by the numbers of the observations. Like number of observation here will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, will be 5 months. Let us take a step by step, or let us take it one by one. The reason for the Excel, one of the reasons, Excel is used for many things. First, for the calculations, but you don't need to work as a calculator. Like you will calculate it by the calculator, then what is the use of using the Excel? You don't say, like, as example, I will get 100 plus 200 plus 500 plus 400 plus 600. This is useless and wasting of the time, wasting of your time, because you can do this with the calculator. Why the program is here? Suppose that this series is not 5 months only. Suppose it's about 200 or 300 months. Then what is the use when you calculate this one by your hand? What is the need for the Excel? Excel will solve the problem of the total in that case. How I will get the sum of this amount? How I will get the sum of this amount? Look at me. First of all, I will come to the cell which I want to calculate the total or the sum. I need now to say how much revenues of January plus February plus March plus April plus May, how will it come? Then to do any function on your own Excel spreadsheet, first thing, for doing any function like addition or subtraction or multiplication or division or doing the operations, any kind of operation, mathematical operation, first thing is just to press equal. Here I am. I press the equals now. Okay. Then I will go into the functions. I will go into the functions or the formulas. And I have here, like you see the simple here, this one, the simple. The symbol will tell me, I will press the sum, auto sum, then I will press sum. He determined for me from where to where. So I want, now I'm telling him sum 100 and 200 and 500 and 400 and 600. Okay, then I will press enter. Here we go. When I pressed enter, he did for me 100 plus 200 is 300 plus 500 is 800 and 400, 1,200 and 600 will give me 1,800. Likewise, I will do in the second one. The same thing which I did in the first one, I can do in the second one. Okay, okay. But we have a very good privilege tool that can help us to do the same function without repeating back what we did here to get the 1,800 or the total. We have a very nice function or something very easy. You can see this black dot here. Can you see this black dot? If I drag this black dot down like this way, look at this. He gave me 215. What is the 215? Let's see. 20 plus 30 plus 45 plus 50 plus 70. This is 20 and 30, 50, 50 and 45, 95, and 50, 145, and 70, 215. So whatever he did in the first one, he did in the second one. Maybe it's not shown up very I will repeat it back. You don't need every time, as example, you want the total here. You can go, the first way is just to do equals and go for the functions, then tell him sum. Then this is a way, 215. The other way is just the last function you did was the total of these numbers, and we have a black dot here. You can see the black dot, it's down here, a black dot. Okay, this black dot, all I will do is just drag and drop. I will drag it and drop like this way. I will drag it and drop. Here we go. Very similar, very, very easy way to do these calculations. So here he gave me the what I need of the total. So now I have the total revenues from January to May is 1,800, and the total costs from January to May is $215. Like you are, as example, calculating what is your earns or revenues and what are your costs, and you will say, okay, now what we want to do is to subtract, because as you know, as you know, that the net profit will equals revenues minus costs. The net profits will equals revenues minus costs. Perfect. So what? So to calculate this, I will stop here, and then I will say equal back. I need the computer or the Excel program to calculate for me revenues minus costs, 100 minus 20. Then here it will be, I'm sorry about that, 200 minus 30, 500 minus 45, 400 minus 50, 600 minus 70, 1,800. And I wanted the Excel program to put for me the results down here on this area. So we have many ways to do this. The easiest way is I will say subtract here B what? B2, B2, and you find that when I put B2, he already put for me a blue, like he determined the cell which I want, B2, minus B3, B3, the costs, B3, minus B3. Okay, dokie, then we'll see. Exactly, he gave me 100 minus 20, he gave me the 80. Okay, guys, what I did here now in this cell, the 80, I just want to repeat back in all these cells, because I did what I did for January is I got the net profit for January. I want to get the net profits of February and the March and April and May, the same thing. And also in the total. So likewise, what I did, I want to repeat back. So what I will do is just coming back again on where we have here the cursor, the black dot, then drag and drop till where you want to find. Here we go. We got now all, it's like a magic, and it will help so much when the series or the numbers or the digits which you have in the example, or you have a huge amount of data. So this will help you to uh, rush and to speed up how you will calculate, and you don't need to use the calculator because already The computer is calculating for you, and the Excel program is calculating for you. Now we want to go for the average. We want to get the average. So how we will get the average? The average is always known as the number of the observations, the sum of the observation divided by their number. Sum of the observation divided by their number. As example, if I want to say for myself, what is the average of my revenues from January to May? If I'm doing it by hand, I will say 100 plus 200 plus 500 plus 400 plus 600. This all will come to, the total is 1,800 and divided by 5 months. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other way to calculate it is I have the total already. So why I will calculate 100 and 200 and 500 and 400 and 600? I have already. So I have this one already 1,800, which consider the total of all of them. But you told me that the average equals the total divide by the number of observations. So I have how many observations? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which the observations are the number of trials or the number of months here. Number of months here are 5. From January to May, they are 5. So what I want to do here for the average is I will say the total divided by 5. Then I can say like this, equal G2, G2 backslash 5, which are the 5 months. Okay, dokie, and I will see the result. He gave me the average 360. That means if you calculate it by your hand, let us see. Let us do it. 1,800, let us see. 1,800 divided by 5 will equals exactly 360. So now I want the calculator or the computer or the Excel to do the average for the other two, for the costs, the average of the costs, and the average of the net profits. Same likewise, we said before. The last operation was the average, and we have here the small black dot. All I will do is just repeat the functions which I did for the other two these things. So now he gave me the average of the costs and the average of the net profits. So now the example is done, and you will have an example right away, exactly like what I did, and please work in it. The example, I will remove now the last operations which I did. And this is the example. And actually, I will make this, I will make it 500. I will change the numbers. And this will be 300. And this will be 1,000. And this will be 600. And this will be 900. And the cost here 150. Here is 400. Let's make it as example 200. This here will make it 250. Here will make it 100. Here will make it 150. And I want you now to work on this example to do what I did. What I did is calculate the net profit, calculate the total, calculate the average. This is what I want you to do here. Thank you so much for listening to me. And thanks. This is the first video in our series here. And there will be follow up, another followed videos regarding the same issue, the Excel, and how to use the Excel for calculation, for graphs, for making statements like business applications. Till I see you again, thank you so much. Take care of yourself and have a good night. Bye bye, everybody.